The Las Vegas Strip never sleeps. For over 70 years, this place never closed its doors. Inside the casinos, the operation is endless. But at this exact moment, something is already inside, spreading unseen. MGM, a $14 billion operation controlling some of the biggest names on the Strip, watches its entire digital infrastructure collapse in real time. More than 70,000 guests stranded in the dark, and all of it began with a single phone call. A help desk agent at MGM Resorts answered what seemed like a routine request. The man on the line spoke quickly.
Hi, this is Mark from the floor team. I just got logged out of the staff admin account and I can't get back in. Could you reset my password for me? It's pretty urgent.
To the agent, everything checked out. He said he was locked out of his account and needed urgent access to restore a system. He knew every detail that mattered: the department, the supervisor's name, even the internal email about the upcoming staff party. In under 10 minutes, what was thought to have been a routine task opened the back door to MGM's entire server, the central hub linking hotel reservations, surveillance, and even stored credit card information. As soon as the reset completed, the Scattered Spider initiated their breach. They created new admin accounts, disabled employee logs, and locked out the real users. They weren't after access alone. They were trying to cause as much damage as possible before MGM's security team discovered them. Within minutes, digital room keys stopped working across multiple towers. Payment servers froze. Inside control rooms, monitors went black. What happened on the Strip wasn't a glitch in the system. It was the newest episode in a string of corporate cyberattacks that's been replaying for over 2 decades. It usually starts with curiosity, a teenager at home poking around on a computer, testing boundaries to see what breaks. In 2000, a 15-year-old in Canada took down CNN, Yahoo, and Amazon, caused an estimated billion-dollar ripple in lost traffic and panic. A loose crew of teens from London broke into Microsoft, Nvidia, and Samsung, companies whose cybersecurity spending surpasses the defense budgets of entire countries. Half a world away from Silicon Valley boardrooms, these kids worked from bedrooms and backstreets. Through social engineering, exploited a flaw no system can patch: human trust. The security breaches didn't slow down. They evolved. In 2022, Aryan Kurtaj, an 18-year-old already known to police, sat in a budget hotel room with a stick and a keyboard, broke into Rockstar Games, leaking footage from Grand Theft Auto 6, one of the most tightly guarded projects in gaming, leaving Rockstar to spend millions to clean up. Each time, the operation escalated, defenses more sophisticated. But in an age of digital abundance, the attackers gained something far more dangerous than money: access. Access to unlimited knowledge, tutorials, leaked passwords, and exploit guides. Everything a curious kid needed, only one search away. No insider tools, just a human on the inside, willing to trust the wrong voice. Scattered Spider, not a name coined by journalists, but a name they chose themselves. They were smart, always going by different aliases. Most were still teenagers, many still lived with their parents. No offices, no secret servers buried in basements, just phones, laptops, and unshakable confidence. They didn't need sophisticated code. They needed social engineering, the practice of manipulating people. Instead of breaking through firewalls, they broke through trust, using small bits of leaked data, security questions, job titles pulled from LinkedIn, even posts and photos on social media. Once that trust is earned, the victim does the rest. They reset the password, approve the login, or reveal a key piece of information. No malware, no brute force, just persuasion disguised as procedure. Scattered Spider weaponized it. To the target, it feels like routine, helping a colleague under pressure. To the hacker, it was the moment of easy entry. A digital key handed over voluntarily straight into their hands. Through Telegram and private forums, they traded stolen Okta and Slack credentials like collectibles. Okta, the backbone for verifying employee logins at major companies, and Slack, the chat room where those same employees talk, plan, and move. After a member of Scattered Spider obtains initial access, another would use that access to dig deeper, escalating privileges until they controlled internal systems. Once the network was compromised, a third would move in to profit, exfiltrating data, auctioning credentials, or draining every crypto wallet they could touch. In every layer of corporate security, the softest target wasn't the firewall. It was the human behind the keyboard. By 2023, the damage was staggering. Coinbase, Clorox, Caesars Entertainment, Twilio, Reddit, Cloudflare, one after another, they fell to nearly identical attacks. The scripts never changed. But the attack on MGM was different. This time, it wasn't about ransom. It was about making a statement. They mocked executives, posted memes while systems were down, turned a corporate disaster into an entire public performance. A digital heist on the brightest man-made spot visible from orbit. Each generation of hackers refined their method to exploit the same weakness. Curiosity transformed into a criminal enterprise. When the systems came back online, they were not fully functional. The servers rebooted, but the network underneath was torn apart. Digital room keys stayed unresponsive. Reservation systems crashed mid-check-in. Payment terminals couldn't process cards. Security cameras froze. For 10 days, the company ran in a half-recovered state. Everything that could be done by hand was quickly implemented. Front desk wrote room numbers on papers. Supervisors used walkie-talkies. Dealers kept ledgers beside the chips. Losses mounted quickly. Analysts estimated more than $100 million in damages. MGM stock plummeted. Moody's, one of the world's top credit rating agencies, downgraded its outlook for the company. Then came the lawsuits. Guests stranded without refunds. Employees locked out of payroll. Shareholders demanding answers. Insurance companies fighting over who should pay for the disaster. Each claim was another reminder that the attack didn't just freeze systems, it fractured trust. Within weeks, panic spread through boardrooms. Executives ordered emergency audits. Cybersecurity teams worked around the clock, patching what they could, rewriting policies, simulating fake help desk calls to test employees. The MGM attack became a warning, a case study shared in conferences and crisis briefings. Every industry learned the same uncomfortable truth. No matter how advanced the defenses, every network still depends on someone who can be convinced. The ripple didn't stop in Vegas. Everywhere investigators looked, they found the same fingerprints, the same scripts, the same playbook repeating in new hands. This wasn't one attack. It was a replication. It wasn't a virus that spread. It was a method, copied, refined, and passed on faster than anyone could contain. By late September, MGM finally announced its systems had recovered. Check-ins back on computers. The strip was back to normal, but only on the surface. Inside, the company recovering was far from over. Behind those glowing screens, teams were still rebuilding servers, resetting credentials, closing doors they never knew were open. The breach had ended, but the cleanup had only just begun. Copies of stolen data and chat logs spread across forums. The scattered spider had moved on, but their playbook lingered. But the humans behind them are still just as easy to deceive. Every password, every MFA approval, and every voice on the line, resting on a single fragile assumption that the person on the other end is who they claim to be. The world spends billions to guard its machines, their defenses, endless code, and automated vigilance. Yet all it takes is one neglected piece of the puzzle. Overlook that weakness, and the entire system can collapse from within. Not because of a breach, but through a simple conversation.